Good morning, everyone. Rise and shine. I'm Ellen Tibbetts-Harrison. Thank you for joining me on this early Friday morning. Today is August 22nd, 2025. Wow, this will be the first weekend of football, guys. I know a lot of people are out there waiting on that. I know it is still hot, but we're getting closer to cooler days. Maybe. We hope so. Anyway, we have another great guest with us today. We have Louie Smith with the Better Business Bureau. He is the Director of Data Quality, or as he has told me before, IT, maybe. Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. Welcome.
Thank you.
We are going to talk all things fraud, scams, and identity thefts. And I know that you came to our event this past week and talked about it there to our audience there. And scams are constantly changing, so we're going to try to make sure to get to you guys to get all the latest information, because I know that you said one just came to you earlier today too. So let's start with text messaging scams and tips to look out for.
Yeah, so if you get a text message scam, look at the phone number. Make sure that whatever the phone number is, it looks accurate. Most of the time, if it's going to be a text from a business that you're going to actually work with, maybe it's from Google, maybe it's from Best Buy, it will say that. They have a good way of making sure that the actual user shows. If there's links and you're not sure about it, don't click a link. That can give you malware, that can give you anything from viruses, it can access your account information.
Oh.
So just be very careful if you get a text. A lot of times businesses aren't going to text you. They're going to reach out to you directly, and then again, still look for the phone number, emails, anything like that looks correct. Big one recently has been the Alabama Department of Transportation with the ticket scam, saying that you have a ticket warrant for your arrest. So
and government agencies or departments, usually they're not the ones that will text you that anyway.
No,
I mean, if they're going to send you a letter in the mail or phone call, that kind of stuff, but usually you will get like an official letter as well.
Yeah, they're not going to reach out to you through text message. A government agency is either going to send you a nice big first class letter, or they're going to come knock on your door and come find you. So,
and I know that I had a senior lady, somebody that I know, their mom said, "Oh, I've got to pay my toll. I've got to pay my toll," and she said, "But Mom, where did you drive?" And she said, "Oh, it was down in Mobile." She said, "Mom, you hadn't even been in Mobile." So make sure, like you said, make sure that it's something that you've done or you participated in. I mean, if you're not, like the other day I had one that said, if you do not call, it was like the day before it was due, the day before. If you don't call, and it was on a Sunday. Red flag. If you don't call this office by Monday, which was the next day, a warrant for your arrest will be out because you did not pay for your ticket that we got a picture of your tag. Well, they're not going to text you, right?
No. I got one. I went to Indianapolis this summer, and they send you a nice letter that has a picture of your car and your tag and says, "This is you. This is where you paid. You need to pay us."
All right.
That's
so
how
you got a nice one. You got one of those
nice big envelope from
those letters.
State of Kentucky.
And so never click on the message because you make, like you said, and never pay from a link.
No, never pay from a link.
Right.
If a government agency is asking for money, go back to their main website or call the number that you may find online. It's like a .gov website, and ask them. If you can't find it, feel free to text us, call us at bbb.org. Our phone number is out there. And we'll be happy to find one for you as well.
Right, and so on bbb.org, that people don't realize that's such a good resource because you guys have scam trackers and all that good stuff on there. So, and when in doubt, contact you anyway, because I mean, it's better to be safe than sorry.
Yes.
And guys, if it's something that they say you've got to call by tomorrow morning or by this afternoon, it's not.
No.
I mean, that's not legit. And that's when you need to go to the what is it?
www.bbb.org /scam tracker, or just bbb.org. We'll link you to anywhere from there.
Right. And so how would somebody protect themselves? I mean, I know read carefully, look for misspelled words and horrible grammar, right? I mean, those kind of things. So what's some other pointers?
Anything, either online or text message, if you get something that seems very like you need to do it now, take a second. Because like you said, if you're getting a thing that says you have a warrant for your arrest tomorrow, slow down and think, okay, is this real? Have I actually done anything? Have I gone to the beach? Have I passed the toll bridge? Have I You know, have I bought a subscription to Apple TV?
Right.
If you don't have Apple TV, they're not going to be asking for a subscription
Right.
service to Apple TV.
Right.
So just be safe. And in the end, if you don't like it and it doesn't seem right, delete it.
Right.
Discard it, text message,
And
email,
most
delete
of
it.
your, any legit business is not going to ask for your personal
No.
information through a text anyways, no matter what it is.
No,
I mean, they're not going to ask for personal information. So research the agencies or the codes that they supposedly
Yes.
send you that you violated. And like he said, do not ever click on anything. So,
Yeah.
so what, are there any other, like, what's some common, I guess, text things that are going on right now in Alabama that we need to be aware of?
So the big one, of course, is the ticket. I know everyone that I know got it. The other one is I got one that's a crypto company, Coinbase, that a lot of people use. I have Coinbase, and it sent you a thing that says your Coinbase renewal number is 556726. If you didn't ask for this, call this 1888 number to make sure that your account's not hacked. I haven't been on my Coinbase app in several months. I'm not asking for a code. I'm not using it actively, so that's not real.
Right.
It came from a +63, which is the Philippine area national code. If you're getting something that's a official thing from a company that's based here in the country or something like that, it's not going to be using a foreign code like that. So just be very careful with those. You know, if you, like I said, if you don't like it, don't touch it, delete it. Report it if it's an email, so that that sender is flagged as spam and it'll get blocked for more people.
Right. And so, I know there's a lot of other things that's been going on, like people been getting emails and things about their renewals. Like I got one time about my renewal for XM radio, which I have XM radio, but I just had renewed it.
Yes.
Yeah, so I knew instantly that was a scam. So, but little things like that, and a lot of things that they'll text you about. I guess I think some of the big ones is like Best Buy is one, and I think there was one also that like Medicaid, Medicare. They text people about that too. I mean, guys, Medicare and Medicaid is not going to text you. They're going to send you a letter in the mail. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
So. Any stories about what's happened here in Alabama in regards to specifically texting?
We got a call from a lady about 2 months ago, and she'd gotten a text that said that her license had expired and she needed to call them immediately to make sure that her license wasn't completely revoked from her. So, of course, all freaked out. She called them and said, hey, I still use my license. I drive every day. I need to make sure this is okay. And they said, okay, ma'am, it happens, but okay, so just wire money to this account and we'll make it override, renewal fees and stuff like that you see all the time. So she sent it in the form of Google Play gift cards, is how they asked for it. No one's ever going to ask for a gift card in the form of payment, especially government. The only time I've ever seen a text message personally to me that was official was when I did my tax returns and TurboTax sent me a text message and said that your tax returns are accepted.
But they're not going to give you your tax returns and gift cards either, right?
Never.
So I mean, if one, if they ask for something with a gift card, that's a red flag in and of itself.
Bitcoin,
but a lot of times,
crypto.
don't you feel like when they're texting you the stuff that they're letting you know that, saying, for instance, if you have a ticket or you need to renew your license or whatever the case may be, they'll say, oh, let me look up your account. They'll ask for your social security number. They'll ask for a bank number. Please don't give any of that information over the phone, whether it's like speaking to someone or especially texting. That's scary stuff.
Yeah, and if you're calling a doctor or any of these official institutions, and they ask for personal information, especially the doctor, for example, UAB. If you call them, they're going to ask for a portion of a secured, like your social security number. They're going to ask for the last four.
Yeah, the last four numbers.
Because they have it
number.
already, and they're just confirming that's who you are, or they ask for your birthday.
Right.
They're never going to ask for your full number or your credit card number or any of this stuff.
It's just like even the bank will ask you sometimes. They'll say your last four, your social, your date of birth, or your street address.
Yes. So
to make sure that that's you. So
they want to connect those two together.
Yeah, that's horrible.
It's gotten bad.
That's scary stuff. So How would somebody prevent, like, is there a way that you can block those texts?
It's one of those things, we talked about it at the Fraud Summit earlier this week. You can block that number, and that's great, but they're going to change to another number. So there's different apps out there you can get that can kind of help you block calls and whatnot, so you don't keep getting all these calls.
Right.
But just be aware. It comes down to just an awareness of it yourself. You see a text message that comes through that's this big long number. It's probably not real,
right.
Especially if it starts out with some warning that you're going to be arrested,
right? Or
the
it has
sheriff's
emojis
coming.
on it.
Yes.
Like, there's a lot. I mean,
no one's going to use an emoji asking for money,
right? And I mean, if it's official and business, they're not going to use emojis in their text. And I know that my father-in-law, like, for the longest time, wouldn't answer his phone, and it got so aggravating for us because we were like, "You're never answering your phone. We're worried to death about you." But it was because he was so overwhelmed with phone calls and text, and he just couldn't deal with it. And he was just like, he would just put it in, he would only use his phone to call, and so it got to the point where we had to, like, leave I don't know how many messages and say, look, you don't have to call us back, kind of thing. But that's sad though, because our seniors, I feel like our seniors are so targeted, and it's sad because the family needs to know where they are, that they're doing okay or whatever, but then they feel like they can't even use their phone because of all the scammers. And so is there anything that's done to these numbers, to these people? Are they ever caught?
They can be caught. A lot of times, like I said, if you report those emails, you report those numbers, the more and more and more that people report them, the FTC, who controls this sort of communication, the FCC as well, they'll start blocking those numbers, or they'll pop up and it say, like, potential scam risk, spam risk, those things where you see it before you ever answer.
That happens on my phone, so that's why it says potential scam, because
it's getting reported enough times.
It. Oh, then that makes sense. Yeah.
It's a lot more of a defensive thing that you have to do, but enough people do it. You get those where it comes up as spam likely.
If you block it, does that
will
drop
help.
a red flag
it
too?
throws it's called a reputation mark. So the more reputation marks that this company gets, or the scammer gets, it dings them, and it makes their reputation lower.
Oh, that's very interesting. We'll hold that thought. We're learning a lot of neat things today. So we are going to take a break from a word from our supporters. So don't go anywhere. You are watching WEAC TV 24's Rise and Shine with the Alabama Cares program, and we'll be right back.
I want to live. The leading cause of death of young Americans like me is gun violence, and oftentimes tied to substance misuse. NBA, NFL, NCAA, most of you look like me, and our communities need you now more than ever. Let's make I Want to Live more than just a hashtag. Let's make it a movement. I am a baller against bullets.
I'm Alan Parnell, Parnell Insurance Agency. We've been here in Oxford and Alabama, Tallapoosa, Georgia since 1990. With Auto Owners Insurance, we're able to give customers competitive pricing along with excellent coverages. Parnell Insurance can handle all of your personal, commercial, and life insurance needs. We have a very experienced staff, both personal and commercial. All together, we've got about 125 years experience. Come see what our insurance agency can do for you in Oxford, Alabama, and Tallapoosa, Georgia.
Auto Owners Insurance.
Hey guys, this is Blair Smith at Pediatrics Plus here in Anniston, located on Henry Road. I'm over here on the well side, but we do also have a sick side urgent care if you need us. We are more than happy to see you guys. Just come on, check us out if you get a fever, cough, or cold, or want to come in for a good checkup. Thank you.
Backus Bibles and Books is dedicated to providing churches as well as individuals with products and services geared towards strengthening every relationship with Christ. We specialize in Bibles, Bible imprints, Bible restoration, church supplies, home decor, gifts, and apparel. Call us at 256-201-1202 or visit us Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at 1100 Highway Drive in Oxford, Alabama. We look forward to serving you, equipping the people of God to expand the kingdom of God.
Welcome back, everyone. Rise and Shine with Alabama Cares program. I am here with Mr. Louie Smith. He is with the Better Business Bureau, and we're talking all things scams, fraud, identity theft, all the bad things that we don't like to talk about. I tell our audience, so all the time, Louie, I tell them that, you know what, we talk about dark subjects sometimes, but it's things that we have to talk about, because if you don't talk about them, then you're more susceptible of falling for some of these scams and frauds and everything. So the first segment we talked more about the texting and so forth. So for this segment, I want to talk a little bit about online shopping and phishing scams. And I know that last year when Carl came and spoke to us, I know that he was telling me that, a lot of people think that it's just seniors that people target, and that's well, I don't have to worry about that because I'm not I'm not over the age of 50 or 60. I don't have to worry about that. But he told me that actually, guys, that one of the newest people, I guess, group of people that are being the most, I guess, targeted are ages 18 to 32, around that age.
Yes.
But if you think about it, online, that's the age group that's online shopping, they're gaming, working from home scams, I'm sure, TikToking, which I'm guilty of that, but social media, all those things. And I know there's so many things on social media that can trigger people. And I know that this happened to one of my friends. She actually works she's a fashion person, and she works for a boutique in our 10-county region, and she's an influencer, and she has her own page and everything. She does very well for herself, but someone stole her content and pretended they were her to sell some of the things, and she had to flag it and tell her followers, hey, do not follow this because this is not me, kind of thing. So if you click the Shop Now button, I'm sure that's so. What's your pointers for that?
So you have to be careful when you're online shopping, especially, the worst one that I'm bad about, my parents are bad about, everyone I know, is Facebook. You go on Facebook and you see an ad for a great looking, shirt or hat or something. You're like, I don't want to buy that, and you hit the Shop Now button because it's easy to hit. You don't know where that link's taking you. You don't know where it's coming from. It could say Academy Sports and Outdoors, but it's actually another person that's pretending to be Academy Sports and Outdoors, and the link says academysports.com and not the whole name.
Or they spell it differently. With 2 R's.
Yes.
Something. I've noticed that.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. I've seen that. So, wow. So Shop Now button, if you click on it, you're saying that it could take you to something that's not real, and could they get all your information? Or
they could, especially if you go through the motions of trying to buy the item and you hit say you find it, you love it, you put your credit card information in there and you hit purchase order, place order, buy now, and then it comes up and says, oh, your card's been declined. Well, in your brain you're like, oh, that's not right. What you could have just done was they scraped all your data and pulled your card number, pulled your address, pulled your home, all this information that you need to make an order, say even on Amazon, when you put all the information in, they've just scraped it all. And they can steal it. Even clicking on that Shop Now button can open you up to malware and viruses and anything else they can get into.
And Amazon is one of the big scam people try to scam people on all the time. So if you're saying too, if it's not a HTTPS, it's more likely, because when you go in the corner, in your browser button, usually if you go up there and you can see that it's HTTPS, then it has the backslashes, and then it has the website and everything.
Yeah, you want to look for the HTTPS, not just HTTP. And also, if you're looking at the link, a lot of times on the computer especially, and sometimes on the phone if you're browsing, there's a little tiny, it looks like a padlock. That padlock in the corner is usually green. If it's green, that means that's a secured website that the website and whoever your phone is, say it's AT&T or whoever you're going through the internet with, has made a handshake. It says, this is a secure connection. This is a secured connection, and you're safe. If you see it, if you go on Regions Bank or Amazon, you'll see that little padlock in the corner, or even Walmart's website. And that's their security saying, your certificate's good, mine's good. we're good to do business. Your
Good to know.
information is your
Good to
information
know.
transfer is secured.
Right, and so you need to look at the URL and compare it to the actual
Yes,
address, is what we were
yes.
talking about earlier too, because you were saying sometimes they'll do like Academy Outdoors, they'll just put academy.com.
Yes.
But I've also seen stuff like that have weird website, like, you know, if instead of, I'll just give you an example, instead of Amazon.com, it's like AMAZZON,
Yes,
like they
yes.
spell it different,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, anything they can get around, because those domains are owned. So like Amazon.com is owned by Amazon.
Right.
But Amazon Ing or Amazon Ding 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 or any of these weird things they can spell out, they may not be owned. They can snag them. Or they have some really weird long name that's not, that you'd never
And
seen.
you know, I've also seen, which, you know, I've also seen online, a girl that I follow on TikTok. She's from Alabama. She's a real sweet girl. She went to the University of Alabama, and she just real sweet. She's about to get married and all this, and she's doing a lot of good things. I don't know if any of you follow Chloe Holiday on TikTok, but she's actually the first major rep for NFL. She's with the Titans.
Wow.
Yeah, she was a Crimsonette. But bless her heart, she went and got her own website, and she did not know that other people could like buy her web. Like there's, oh yeah, and take over. I mean, it was crazy. Like some of the things that she even had to go through. Because she has like over 1 million followers, and she was just, you know, she couldn't get over. She said, I had no clue. I thought once I got my website that was it. She said, I didn't know that so many people, like, they can buy like certain names. They can buy your name and buy your website.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
how do you get around that?
You just have to be careful, you know, if you want to buy a domain from somebody, if you have a website, say like Chloe Holiday, make sure she's getting it from a reputable domain, a hoster. There's a bunch of them out there, you know, you hear GoDaddy all the time.
Yeah, right.
But make sure that you buy it, and even to be careful sometimes, I've known people that have bought a domain that was sort of similar to their name so that no one could get that. Like Chloe Holiday with 2 Y's. Something that
yeah.
you may not notice, but if she owned it, no one else could get it.
Right.
That way
And
you're
that's what
protected
that's
around
what
it.
she was talking about. She said she had no clue that you had to buy
Yes.
your domain.
Yes.
So there's so many things that, I mean, it would behoove you to talk to an expert,
Yes.
I think, like to call the BBB, to call you guys, because that is scary. I mean, like we talked about misspellings, and a lot of them show that they carry like name brand things and all this. They look very legit, but they're not.
Stuff that's not normal, like Home Depot selling Cobalt, that's a Lowe's brand, or Harbor Freight selling Gucci purses or something. You're like,
Right,
oh,
right.
that's not normal.
Right,
Yeah.
and if they only take debit cards, Cash App, or Venmo or something,
Yeah.
usually that probably would not be a legit business,
Stuff
correct?
that's not normal. You know, if you go to Amazon, it's going to let you use almost anything.
Yeah.
But if they only let you use like Cash App, Venmo, wants you to put all your debit information in, or stuff like that that just doesn't seem normal, most of the time it's
So
not.
if you order, what can you expect to happen?
So sometimes.
So if somebody does click on that,
So
what
if you
happens?
end up ordering it and it is a sort of legit website, say they actually do send you something, say you're buying a bag and you're like, oh, I really like this bag, and you buy the bag and it gets there and it's like a Walmart bag.
Right.
It's like a paper bag and you're like, that's
Right.
not what I ordered. You may get a counterfeit item that's just completely poor quality. It may look like the thing you ordered, or it may not be what you ordered at all. You may get a bag of packing peanuts and you ordered a hat.
Yeah.
So it's a very like roll the dice. You just have to be careful if you're ordering.
When Facebook first came out, that happened to me.
Yes.
I ordered don't laugh, y'all. I ordered a cat scratching post for my kitties, and you know what I got in the mail? I got a necklace that had an owl on it. That was like a watch. I was like, this is not what I ordered. But luckily, I paid through PayPal. And PayPal's so reputable
Yeah.
that they backtracked it and made it right.
Yep.
So, I mean, I didn't get the scratch post, but I got my money back.
Yeah.
So, and I know that one of my coworkers just 2 or 3 weeks ago bought on Facebook some pants.
Yes.
And these are the greatest pants. They're magic pants, or this or that, and they're $39 or no, they were $21.99 or something like that. Then she noticed that there was like $39 taken out of her checking account, and they said, oh, well, it's shipping, blah, blah. Then they tried to take it out again, and so she had to call her bank, and she had to completely cancel that card, and they kept trying, and so they are still trying to charge that because she still finds it pending on her. Of course, you're not going to pay for it because that card is no longer good, but she was very lucky that, so wow. And so I know this happens too, because when this happened to me, thank goodness, like I said, I went through PayPal, but the scammer will block you, won't they?
They will, though. They kind of get mad about it, but
they're the ones that's in the wrong.
You're the one they're the ones that are committing the crime. But you did the right thing using PayPal, Apple Pay, Google Wallet. These things are these big companies that spend a lot of money on security. It's always safer if you're shopping online to use one of those, because if there's something wrong,
they're going to bust them.
They're going to bust them because it makes them look bad.
Right, exactly, right. So, and the tracking numbers, when they give you a tracking number, isn't that usually like a fake one?
It depends, sometimes it can be fake. A lot of times you have to be careful even clicking on the tracking number, because that's another link.
Oh, so maybe malware or something like that too.
So you want to look and say, okay, well, where they're saying the tracking numbers from? If
or
they're
like
saying,
some kind of hokey
it looks
company.
weird. It's not DHL, it's not USPS, it's not UPS, it's not FedEx, it's some weird like overseas shipping company. You're like, okay. And you can go and look up shipping numbers, tracking numbers. You can go look up USPS, FedEx, UPS, and it'll tell you, this is a real number, or.
But go on the real website.
But go on the real website. Go to them. Don't follow their links. No.
Right. Don't follow their links. So that's some scary stuff. And it happens all the time because they walk amongst us people, or well, in their case, they're sitting amongst us behind the screen, right? So they come up with all these crazy things, and.
It's
and I can see it too, and I can see where young people would be that would be appealing to them. I'm in college, I'm on a budget. Oh, that's a cute shirt. It's only $6, and then they get this big charge for God knows how much. So I can see that.
Yeah, they have to be careful. The 18 to 24 is the group that we talk about the most, and they're the ones that are the most on computers. So they're the ones, just by propensity, they're the most ones affected. And it's also that thought of, I've been on the internet my whole life, I'm used to it. Well, you miss things. I miss things.
Yeah,
I'll admit
we're not
it.
perfect. Yeah. And they're smart. They're criminals.
They are.
But they're not too smart, because they'll eventually get caught. I promise you that. Keep that in mind. But we're going to have to take a short break again from a word from our supporters. You're watching WEAC TV 24 Rise and Shine with the Alabama Cares program, and we'll be right back.
The weather is warming up and spring is just around the corner at Miller Sand and Landscape Supply. I'm Craig Miller, and we've got something for everyone. From bulk materials like sand, gravel, and mulch to beautiful outdoor decor to make your outdoor living space the envy of the neighborhood. See our beautiful selection of Mazzarelli fountains, flowers to brighten your garden, and an outdoor center loaded with beautiful decor. Whether you need a little or a lot, visit Miller Sand and Landscape Supply.
Hey, this is Jason at Reeves Insurance. Just want to say a quick thank you to all of our customers for your support over the years. We now have offices in Anniston, Alexandria, and Oxford in order to serve you better. So stop in and see me or any of our experienced staff and let us shop for you. We'll find you the best price and the best coverage available. Thank you.
The Civilian Marksmanship Program, also known as CMP, is a national organization dedicated to training and educating U.S. citizens in responsible uses of firearms and air guns through gun safety training, marksmanship training, and competitions. Their vision is to lead the nation in marksmanship excellence, providing safe, high-quality, and innovative programs with a focus on youth. For more information about the CMP and upcoming events, visit thecmp.org.
Welcome back, everyone, to Rise and Shine with Alabama Cares program on this Friday morning. I know it's hot. Just keep thinking football. Fall will be here any moment. Football's already here, so just keep thinking it's going to get cooler one day, right? So Louie and I were talking during the break about, we've been talking about everything scams and fraud and identity theft and everything, and we were talking about, we just got finished talking about text in the first segment, and then we were talking about online shopping in the second segment. So we were talking about that, and you were telling me about paying online, that it's probably smarter, well, one, to go through a big format such as PayPal or that kind of thing. So to make sure to go through that. But it's smarter also to pay with a credit card versus your debit card. And why is that?
So credit card companies, that's not your actual money. Now you have a line of credit, it's, you're responsible for it. But when you pay with a credit card, they're putting the money out saying, okay, we're paying for it and you're going to pay us back. Well, if it's a scam company and you flag it as fraudulent and you dispute it, well, now the credit card company's out of the money. So they're going to flag it and get it back quick.
Right.
So it's always safer, and it's that nice buffer between your personal money in your bank account and the scammer.
Right, so it's not coming from your debit card straight out of your account.
Yeah, it's not your hard-earned money. It's the line of credit that you have with that credit card agency.
And it also always pays, I think, too, to go to a bank. Like we were talking about that too, because I know my bank. I'm with a credit union, and I know my bank. If I travel somewhere, or if I'm somewhere that's I haven't been or whatever, they'll call me and say, or if it's a big purchase, they'll call me and say, hey, are you here? And they'll call, they have what they call their fraud line, and that's all they do. And they'll call you. I don't care if it's a weekend or when it is, they'll call you right then, which I'm okay with that.
It was great. We love it.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. So now we're going to talk about work from home scams. So we were talking about that age group that's always online, but there's so many people that are working from home now, thanks to COVID.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But so people can get text messages for this too, right? So to move off brands or brands that they're
repackaging, stuff like that.
I've seen that a lot, like about hey, we're needing so many workers to package from. I've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen it on Facebook groups for where I live in our community, what's happening in XYZ, wherever you're from. Hey, we need 20 people that will repackage these packages for us, and it's $30 an hour. We'll send you all the equipment. All you have to do is buy a copy or something. Okay, well, what do you mean? I have to buy my own equipment, and then, it's just none of that sounds right, and then the money never shows up. You're paying all this money for all this equipment you have to use, and then you may get a package to repackage, and then you never get paid for it. And the young generation, 18 to 24, that's online, is also the ones that are in college and whatnot, and they're trying to do these side jobs while they're going to school.
Yeah, while you're going to school.
Or just trying to make money during COVID when we're all at home.
So messaging sites like WhatsApp and Telegram, those kind of things.
They want to push you off of your personal phone number, Indeed, LinkedIn, because there are a lot on there as well, and they want to say, talk to me on WhatsApp, talk to me on Telegram, Facebook Messenger. They want to get you off the main thing so they can get your information.
And why is it that when, because I get these a lot too, I'll get and every time, guys, I'm not, I'm blind, but I was not born yesterday. I get get things all the time, like Facebook friend requests from, they're always single, older men that just so happens to be military, or they're doctors.
Yeah.
Every time. And they, or they'll message me and say, could you, and it's very horrific grammar. Just horrific.
Terrible.
You can tell they're not from America. They can't speak English very well. Very broken English. And they say something to the effect of, please, or they'll miss, or if I comment on like a something like Jacksonville State University's website, or on their social media site, or like an official site of something, and I'm commenting, they'll go underneath it and said, I really like your profile. I am very shy. Will you please message me. Why would they want me to message them?
So
tell us about that scam.
Oh, look, that's wrong. So it pops up and says, "You're so gorgeous. I want to speak to you, but I'm shy."
Yeah.
They want you to reach out so that they can get you. They do that to 20 or 30 people at once. They got 20 and 30 people. They don't have to reach out to you, because if you're reaching out to them, it crosses the request a message. If you're not friends with them, it pops up as a message request.
Yes, and I don't answer it.
Yeah, somebody else messages you. But if you do it, they're going to accept the request. But if they message you, it's going to sit in that request box for forever until you delete it.
Right, exactly.
So they're going to accept the message. I mean, they want to get
That's
that.
why.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the work from home thing, so you have these recruiters, and so do they ask for personal information?
Yeah, a lot of times they want to mimic the traditional onboarding of hey, we want to have you on the team. This is your pay. We're doing onboarding for your W-9 or 1099 or whatever. We need your Social Security number, your address, your birthday, all this information that
driver's license
number, all this information that's personal to you, so they can onboard you. When in actuality, a lot of times they're just stealing your information.
And one of the things that you guys sent me was saying that they offer training that you have to pay for.
Yes.
What is up with that? Why would I want to go to a job? I'm doing a job for you. Why am I paying you to train me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the big things that makes you stop. It's the same thing with the equipment. Why am I buying a printer for a company that should be I'm working for, and why am I having to pay for the training? If I'm going to work for you, you should be doing it. It's normal. You get onboarded, you get training. So it's a big red flag.
We were talking about influencers, so I'm sure that earlier I was mentioning my friends. So do you guys see a lot of influencer scams as well?
Yeah, we get them sometimes that they want you to be the influencer.
Yeah, well, they will try to send you merchandise for you to post a video online. That kind of thing, saying, "Oh, this is so great, wonderful."
I've gotten them personally where it says we're a small time watchmaker and we like your posts and we want you to represent our watch company and we'll send you this. Just give us your information and pay for the shipping.
Yeah.
Why? If you want me to work for you, why am I paying for the shipping?
Yeah, why are you paying for anything?
Why am I giving you my information? And then say they do send you a watch or a dress or something, and then in the little tiny text it says, "Oh, by the way, you have to return this in 5 days, or we're charging $500 for the merchandise." And you don't read that, or you miss it, or it wasn't even there, and then they charge the card that you hit for the shipping for $500.
Oh. That's terrible.
Steal your money.
So, and I know that I have a sports segment with WEAC TV 24 too, and I know that I'm on TikTok as Tidbits, and I know that some people, because my profile picture is me standing behind the sports desk, in front of the TV 24 sports thing, and I will get messages all the time going, we would love for you to try our fashion or, whatever, but guys, I would love to do that, but if it's a legit one, because all the ones that send me, I question every one of them, because I'm like, I never heard of you. I never heard of that.
If they want you that bad, they're not just going to message you. They're going to call you. They're going to send you a letter. They're going to send you that piece of clothing to you as like a goodwill thing, if it's real.
Right.
They're not just going to send you a message on Telegram that says, "We want you as our spokesperson."
Right. And so, you were talking about if it does, sometimes you have to return the merchandise, and they don't tell you that and you said sometimes they don't even put that in writing anyways, so they just say, "Oh, well, you kept it, so we had to charge you."
Yeah, they say it's like, "Oh, well, you accepted it." It's like you see those things that say you accept this, blah blah blah. Well, you accepted the item, and that's our assumption that you knew you had to return it.
So is that how work from home jobs end up resulting in identity theft? How does that work?
Sometimes it's that. Sometimes it's that, you sent the information. We were talking about the onboarding, and they've got your information. Well, then they go and act like you for a credit application, or they go act like you and buy a house, or buy a car.
They have your house.
All you have to do for a line of credit is your Social Security number, your name, your address, your birth date, all that personal information you use for all this different stuff. That's all they need. They go and act like you to a credit agency.
Right. That's why it's so important too. I feel like just little things like, on your car even, I'm like, don't put all your business on stickers on your car, because guys, there's bad people out there. You know, there's bad people out there. So, wow. And you know, speaking of homes too, before we get to our last segment, I just want to touch on this too. I know in the news there's a lot. Have you guys been getting anything about the house scammers? Like they say that they own this house, and then they sell it and it's not really theirs, or what's going on with that? Because I've noticed that in the state of Alabama there have been some scams like that.
Yeah, again, it comes back to sometimes it's identity theft where they've pretended to be you, and you know, you see these guys on TV or whatever say, we buy your home for cash, or they buy your home or something, and they've pretended to be you, and they've sold your home because if somebody's trying to buy a cheap house to flip it, they're not going to ask a lot of questions. They may sell your house, or they may go and somehow buy your deed from you, or make a fake deed, title to your car, make a fake deed. You know, we spoke to a lady on Thursday that said that, oh yeah, by the way, they had a marriage certificate fake. Her friend had said they had been married to Tom Selleck. This person that was acting as Tom Selleck made a fake marriage certificate. So I mean, they make fake documents and say, oh, I own your house now.
That's just, I mean, the gall for somebody to do that. I mean, just to say, hey, well, let's go. And what's so scary too, and I mean, I get it that it's public information as far as, deeds and all that, but that's scary because it is public, information, and people can go and get that public information, then look up your number or whatever and try to get you, and then, I mean, that's scary.
Yeah, that goes back to, we tell a lot of people also, like, think about what you're posting on social media.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a big thing for us all the time is, think about social media can be semi-private, but people find ways to see stuff.
Oh yeah,
so,
and it drives me nuts when somebody will I had somebody one day, somebody I know, it was an older person that I knew that had gotten their driver's license for the first time, and I know they were proud of it, but they took a picture of it and posted it online. I was like, no. No.
It's a very sensitive number.
Take a picture of yourself in front of the DMV or something,
Car, everything.
Yeah.
Something nice.
I was just like, oh,
Yeah, it's hard.
Because that's scary, like you said, and guys, I tell young folks all the time too to be careful about what you post because your future employers are watching everything on Facebook now. But not only because of that, but like you said, it's just for identity theft, just for regular reasons. I mean, just for safety reasons.
You and your family both.
Yeah, I mean, and if you have kids, I mean, that's just some scary stuff.
Yeah, you have to be careful online. It's a great thing. Social media is great. We all enjoy it, but
But you don't have to share
scary.
everything.
No, not at all. Not everything.
Please don't share everything. Okay, so we have one more segment left. I hope we get fit it all in. I know you're talking about all the things we need to know about, so we are going to take another break from a word from our supporters, and you're watching WEAC TV 24's Rise and Shine with Alabama Cares program. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
On average, a tow truck operator is killed every 6 days in the United States. A tragic, yet preventable event. The fact is, most people don't know what it's like being a tow truck operator. The dangers that occur while servicing a roadside vehicle are real. However, you can make a difference to help lower this statistic and save lives by simply slowing down and moving over. This simple task can prevent an unnecessary death and allow workers to make it home to the families waiting for them. After all, it's the law in all 50 states for good reason. Do your part so they can live another day and be there for you when you need them. Move over. Their lives don't belong to you.
Backus Bibles and Books is dedicated to providing churches as well as individuals with products and services geared towards strengthening every relationship with Christ. We specialize in Bibles, Bible imprints, Bible restoration, church supplies, home decor, gifts, and apparel. Call us at 256-201-1202 or visit us Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at 1100 Highway Drive in Oxford, Alabama. We look forward to serving you, equipping the people of God to expand the kingdom of God.
I want to live The leading cause of death of young Americans like me is gun violence, and oftentimes tied to substance misuse. NBA, NFL, NCAA, most of you look like me, and our communities need you now more than ever. Let's make I Want to Live more than just a hashtag. Let's make it a movement. I am a baller against bullets.
Welcome back, everyone. You're watching Rise and Shine with Alabama Cares program right here on WEAC TV 24, and I have been sitting with Louie here from the Better Business Bureau, and we've been talking all things scams, fraud, identity theft. It's a lot, and all different ages are susceptible. We're talking about all the things. And also we were talking a little bit about, we were talking about things about not to put on Facebook, but you made a good point, during the break too, about school just started back, and all these people, and this drives me crazy. Like, I even put one up, but I didn't put a lot of information up on it, but because I went back to get my master's degree, and it was more like a funny, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of people that hold the little signs up with their kid, and it tells them the school they're in, the teacher, what grade they're in, all this personal information. And if there is a predator online, guys, they can see that. And somebody will say, oh, well, I got my Facebook set to just private or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I still wouldn't trust that.
Yeah, you just have to be careful. Even you see the sheriff's departments around here post the funny signs of them holding them up, and it just says, like, my name's Becca, I'm in the 4th grade, and that's it. Happy first day of school. That's all. You don't need to put who the teacher is,
or what
school, or how old you are, or any of this stuff.
Right. What I like,
stuff like that. Because it's just, again, it may not be your personal phone number, name. It's still personal information.
Yeah, but that's the information. How about if they saw them on the playground and say, hey, they saw that one of their favorite things is puppies or kitty cats. Oh, hey, here, I've got this. Isn't this your favorite dog?
Yeah, exactly.
Your mom said I could get it for you, or you know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, that's some scary stuff.
It is. It's terrible.
Before we start our last segment, it is Friday, and I can't give all my secrets away, but every Friday I have my guests do the Friday dance with me. So it's Friday. Are you going to dance? Yay! He did it! Yay! So it is Friday. It's hot. Hopefully we'll all have a good and cooler weekend. I don't know. It's just, I tell everyone all the time, like, football season in the state of Alabama or in the South, it's just wrong. I mean, it's just wrong on so many levels, I'm like, they should start November for in the South, right? Because it's so hot.
You can't go to the games. It's too hot.
I know.
You sweat the entire time.
And those poor players, but they're so conditioned. I mean, they're just like, it amazes me. You guys rock because, wow.
I'd be on the field.
Yeah, I would be
flat on the field.
Oxygen mask. Oh my God, give me an IV, right? So we're going to talk about a little bit. I remember that Carl talked to me last year about these things, and this is something I never in a million years would have thought about, but it makes so much sense now about the pine straw scams, because it's almost fall. Time to do your landscaping and all the things. So tell us about the pine straw thing, because this it amazes me, because you never would think about this.
Yeah, think somebody coming around the neighborhood and they see that you have pine straw. Say you have a natural area in your front yard and you got pine straw down. And they come around, hey, I see your pine straw, it's coming up, you want to put more down? Oh yeah, sure. Give me 20 bales. Sure. Just handshake agreement like it has been for years.
Right.
Well, you go back in your house, 2 or 3 hours later, he knocks on the door, hey, we're done. Gives you a bill for 200 pine straw bales. Well, there's no agreement that said, yeah, I only want 20. Yeah, I only want 10.
Yeah, because you just shook on it.
Yeah.
And a handshake is not what it used to be, folks,
it's not.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And they get you. And it's that going around the neighborhood, somebody walking around with a ladder saying, hey, there's a spot on your roof, let me fix it for $500. You gotta be real careful with people coming up to your door saying, if you let me, fix this now for $500, there's no agreement. You don't know who that person is.
Right.
I don't care if he has a work truck or not. Yeah.
They don't have a
know.
license, probably.
No, you never know.
And instead of saying, yeah, I'll buy 20 bells for $8,
Yeah.
then all of a sudden,
It's 200 bells
Yeah.
for $10, 200
Yeah.
bells for $20, and
Right.
then you have a $2,000 bill that you were expecting to pay $100. So you have to be real careful.
wow. Well, that's amazing. And so never let anybody do work around your home without a written agreement.
Yes.
I guess that's one of the
Yeah.
lessons there too. And I think it would be wise too to check to see if they're licensed,
Yeah.
like a contractor, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, so if they're with us, like an accredited business, part of
Right.
becoming accredited is you have to have your licenses. You have to have the licenses that require for your job. Even, if you're a tree cutter, you have to have an arborist or whatever, different license.
right.
You have to have that to be accredited. So we check that. So
Right.
you can go on our website and see that, okay, their license number is 555250. Okay, well, they're licensed. That kind of gives you a surety. But you have to make sure that people are licensed.
And unfortunately, for all of you out there, fortunately, we just don't live in the day and times of long ago when there were, honest people that would, and I'm not saying everybody that goes to door is dishonest. I'm not saying that at all. But in this day and time, back then that was a whole different time era, right? So, I think you should be wary of people that come to your house unannounced
Yes,
for home repairs because, if you needed a home repair, wouldn't you call them?
Yeah, exactly. With
Maybe.
us, we have a quote system that you put in quotes.
Right.
But
and how you're going to pay it?
Exactly.
Like, do you take a check? Do I need to put it on credit card, not debit card?
yes, exactly. Is
Yeah.
this an insurance thing? Like you had damage from a storm and it's going through
Right.
insurance, and the insurance has to work out with the contractor.
Right.
Or do they just want you to slide them $50 into the table? Like you have to be sure about things. If it sounds sketchy, you got to be careful.
And if it sounds too good to be true, it usually
usually
is. Right. And I know that, about some of the other things that I saw, like when the tornadoes came through. I know in Jacksonville, and I was working the tent with FEMA, and my work sent me out there, and we were helping people, and there was it was awful. People were, just lost everything, and unfortunately, there are people that prey on that.
Yeah.
And we actually had people come as far as Mississippi,
Yes.
Florida. Had one person from Florida. Had one person from Florida was coming to get things and then taking it back to Walmart and getting the money back on. So we had to get a Sharpie and go through all the the codes on everything so that they could take it back. But I remember one guy was from Tuscaloosa and got mad at me because I wouldn't give him a gift card. And I was like, "You're from you're ID. You're not even a student." And it was clearly he was not a student, right? So it's sad that those people are out there. Like I said, they sit, breathe, and walk among us.
They
right?
do, and you have to be careful because they'll, like you said, Mississippi, Tennessee, Georgia. We've had some that come up from Oklahoma. The Jacksonville storms, Tuscaloosa, all the different storms that have come through. And they show up with a work truck and a bunch of shingles, and all they're there to do is to do work. You don't know anything about them. They're just walking around to people's houses, and they go, "Hey, you don't have to go through insurance. I'll just fix your roof." You don't know anything about them. You don't know if they're going to do it right or not. So you have to be careful. We call them storm chasers because that's what they do.
That's
They chase
exactly
storms.
what they do. And we actually had a friend whose house was just completely lost, and there was like 6 trees on top of their house. And I remember this guy with a truck. It was more than one, and so they looked legit because they had like 2 trucks. They both were white, and they had it looked legit.
Yeah.
But they just kept hounding him and saying, "Well, we'll cut these trees off this house for this amount of money, whatever." Well, he hadn't even talked to the insurance company yet, so you can't just remove trees without the insurance company coming to assess it. And it got so bad. My husband's a retired fireman. He just finally went to those guys and was like, "Look, you need to leave," kind of thing. So, but that's really scary. That people prey on that, and that's why you have to be vigilant in on your end to make sure that because it can wait till tomorrow.
Yeah,
if something is closed, you can wait till tomorrow and call and make sure that they're legitimate, or they can go on your website.
Yeah.
Tell the website again.
Yeah, bbb.org, and you can search it. And if you're one of those people that doesn't use the internet much, you can call us. Our number's out there all over line. You look us up, and we're happy to talk to you.
Yeah.
We'll find anything you need for us.
Yeah, because I mean, you're the guys that know everything about that, and that's like, call the experts, guys. I mean, call the BBB and go to their website, bbb.org, because it's better to be safe than sorry.
Exactly.
Because there's nothing needs to be done in that much of a hurry where you would actually lose a lot of money or whatever. Before we close out, guys, I do want to talk about, you were at our event this week, so I do want to talk about our monthly Community Health Series events at the Oxford Civic Center, and it's every month. This coming month, September, is going to be on the 9th. It's Healthy Aging Month, and we will have free glucose checks, blood pressure checks, vision and hearing, and possibly flu shots as well, all free. We will also have a medical doctor that will be speaking for free, so no appointment, no consultation, and you get to ask questions for free, right? And the vendors will be there, and we, as always, we have door prizes, so don't miss it. Remember again that it will be September 9th. It is Healthy Aging Month. If you guys are out there that want to be a vendor, just come on, show up, and bring all your stuff, and bring us a door prize. That's the prize of being a vendor, is just a door prize. So make sure that you come for that. So we were talking about before we leave today some of the stories that happened. So one of the ones that sticks out to me is, and I think Carl told us about this last year too, about the guy that bought equipment in Alaska and he lost like $65,000. And so, are there anything recent that you can think of?
So funny enough, sitting at lunch today, coming up here, I got a text from one of my operators, who's the people you talk to, and they had a guy call and said, "Hey, this company says they're on Facebook and they're at this location in Montgomery. The company's been closed for 20 years. The location, when you look at it, it's a house." Well, they're using a fake company, or a company that's gone out of business. These scammers have made a company website, and they're selling equipment, and they're selling cars. And all they ask for you to do is wire the money to them.
But there's no cars.
But there's no
or
car.
Equipment.
There's no equipment. There's no skid steer. There's no bulldozer. There's nothing. But
Right.
they're going to deliver it to you for $500 along that. They don't want you to show up. They're just going to give it to you. They're going to deliver it.
Yeah, sounds too good to be true. It usually is, folks. Wow, and there's no telling how much money they're getting. Like I said, I remember Carl telling me the story of the gentleman that bought equipment in Alaska because it was such a good deal, and he was out $65,000. And they were supposed to send it to him or whatever. They were supposed to bring it to him, and of course it never happened. So. Wow. So you don't need anything. If it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. So please, make sure, like I said, I don't think you shouldn't be in too much of a hurry to make a purchase to where you can't call and check it out.
Yeah, exactly. Call us, look it up. A lot of times you look up the name of the company and the first thing that pops up on Google is permanently closed.
That's true too, because I've seen that.
Yeah, and you go,
like restaurants and that.
How are they calling me and sending me a bulldozer if they're permanently closed?
Right. Yeah, that's some scary stuff.
So doing the research is the most valuable thing when it comes to a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, because you don't need it that quick.
No.
I don't think.
No.
Wow. So anything else you would like to leave our viewers with?
Just be aware. The best thing you can do for yourself and for the community is just be aware. Stop and think. Do your research. Be aware of what you're buying. And if you're really unsure, call us. We're always happy to talk to you.
That's why they're there.
Yep.
That's why they're there. Carl used to tell me that all the time too. He said, "Where are your resources? Call us."
That's what we're here for.
They're the Better Business Bureau. Gosh, and you guys, you work, year round.
Yeah.
For all these frauds and scams and all the latest, and if you have anything, or if you hear of a new one or whatever.
Yeah, please tell us.
Yeah, they need to know.
We pass it along to the right agencies. We talk to the FBI, to the Secret Service. We talk to them all and say, "Hey, this is what's going on." Or even the Attorney General with certain stuff, and it helps them perpetuate their own investigations.
Right.
So
see,
you can help somebody a lot by talking to us.
Yeah, you don't need to keep it to yourself. That's just so scary. And what's so scary is these people are sitting there thinking and concocting all this up, right? They're just sitting there every day going, "Oh, well,
I can make a bunch of money this way.
I can make a lot of money." They don't have that business anymore, but I can say they don't even have to come here. They can just pay me $500 and I'll deliver it.
Yeah, exactly. $500.
That is terrible.
Have it on your doorstep.
Yes, but well, unfortunately, we come to an end. So make sure that you go back to watch us on Facebook, Apple, Roku, all the things. And we hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Stay cool and stay hydrated and enjoy some football this weekend. Maybe in your living room in the air.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Need to.
Yes, because it's going to be hot. So we hope to see you next week. Make sure that you join us next week and have a great weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.